My name is Eleanor Thompson, and at 68 years old, I thought I knew what family meant. For 4 years, I'd poured my heart and my savings into keeping my daughter Sarah and her husband Mike afloat. Living in Evanston, a cozy suburb north of Chicago, they had a charming condo with an $800 monthly mortgage I paid without question. I'd bought their furniture, a sleek sectional sofa, a walnut dining table, totaling $3,000. Groceries. I kept their fridge stocked when Sarah lost her job during the pandemic. I even funded her dream, an online boutique startup, with $15,000 from my late husband George's retirement fund. All told, I'd given them over $28,000, penny by penny, from the nest egg meant for my golden years. I never minded. Sarah was my only child, and after George passed, she was my world. Mike was charming, always calling me Mom with a grin. I thought we were close. So when my 70th birthday approached, I planned a big celebration, a garden party in my backyard, complete with fairy lights and a playlist of Motown classics. I spent $300 on a navy dress and silver heels, imagining Sarah's proud smile in the photos. I even set aside $2,000 as a gift for them to help with their boutique's next big order. Then, 2 weeks before my birthday, Sarah called. Her voice was breezy, almost too casual. "Mom, we're doing a surprise vow renewal in Hawaii next weekend." It's super intimate, just our close circle, special people who really get us. The words sliced through me like a Chicago winter wind. Special people. I'd paid their mortgage for 48 months straight, bought every stick of furniture in their home, and wired $5,000 for their extended honeymoon in Maui. Yet I wasn't special enough. I stood in my kitchen, clutching the phone, my new dress hanging in the closet like a cruel joke. "When's the ceremony?" I managed to ask, my voice shaking. Sarah laughed lightly. "Oh, it's already planned, Mom. Just a few of us. You'd hate the travel anyway." That night, I couldn't sleep. Then I saw it. Instagram posts from Mike's account. There they were, toasting with Sarah's parents, her sister, and their college friends under palm trees, leis around their necks. The caption read, "Blessed to renew our love with those who matter most." I wasn't in a single photo. A week later, my birthday came and went. No party, no calls from Sarah or Mike. Just a text. "Happy B-Day, Mum. Busy week, will call." Soon I sat alone at my kitchen table, the one where I'd balanced my checkbook to send them money, and cried. Not for sadness, but for the humiliation of being invisible to my own daughter. 7 days after my birthday, Mike called, his voice tight. "Mum, the mortgage is overdue. Landlord's threatening eviction. Can you send the $800? You forgot this month forgot." I hadn't forgotten a payment in 4 years. I'd cancelled my book club dinners, skipped vacations, eaten oatmeal for weeks to stretch my pension for them. And now, after excluding me from their special day, they had the nerve to call as if nothing happened. "Mike," I said, my voice steady in a way that surprised me, "I only help special people." Silence stretched across the line. "Mum, what's that supposed to mean?" he stammered. "You know exactly what it means," I replied and hung up. That day, I called my bank and cancelled every automatic transfer to their account. My money, George's money, was mine again. The backlash came fast. A week later, I came home to find my front door ajar. My heart pounded as I stepped inside. Sarah and Mike were in my dining room, rifling through my bank statements, my will, my private papers. They'd used the spare key I'd given them years ago, back when I trusted them. "What are you doing?" I demanded, my voice louder than I'd ever heard it. Sarah spun around, her face a mix of guilt and defiance. "Mum, we're worried about you. You're acting strange, cutting us off like this." Mike chimed in, his tone rehearsed. "We brought Mr. Callahan, a lawyer. He's here to help." An older man in a grey suit stepped forward, holding a folder. "Mrs. Thompson, your children are concerned about your mental health." Sudden financial decisions, isolation, it's alarming. We're here to discuss a power of attorney to manage your affairs. My blood ran cold. They weren't just after my money, they wanted to declare me incompetent to take it all. Get out, I said, pointing to the door. All of you, now. Sarah's eyes widened. Mum, you're not thinking straight. You need help. I laughed, a sharp, bitter sound. The only thing I need is for you to leave my house. They left, but not before Mr. Callahan warned, This isn't over, Mrs. Thompson. Your family has legal options. I didn't sleep that night. The betrayal wasn't just personal, it was a calculated attack. I called my old friend Helen from my book club, who recommended a lawyer specializing in elder law, Susan Rivera. The next morning, I sat in Susan's Chicago office, pouring out my story. She listened, her face grim. Eleanor, this is elder financial abuse. It's more common than you think, and it's a federal crime. We'll fight this. Susan helped me document everything. $28,000 in transfers, receipts for furniture, boutique funding, even texts from Sarah begging for emergency cash. I changed my locks and installed Ring cameras, with Helen and my book club friends as witnesses to my clarity. Susan arranged a psychiatric evaluation with Dr. Patel, who confirmed my cognitive health was exceptional for 68. I opened a new bank account at a different branch, one Mike and Sarah didn't know, but they didn't stop. 2 weeks later, a social worker from Adult Protective Services knocked on my door. Mrs. Thompson, we've had reports of erratic behavior, paranoia, financial mismanagement, isolation. I recognized Sarah's phrasing in the complaint. They'd claimed I was hoarding medications, I only took vitamins, and ignoring bills, all paid on time. I called Susan, who arrived within the hour. This is harassment, she told the social worker, presenting my bank records and Dr. Patel's report. The social worker, visibly uncomfortable, closed the case on the spot. Then came the lawsuit. Sarah and Mike filed in Cook County Court to have me declared mentally incompetent, seeking guardianship over my finances. They presented 3 witnesses: Sarah, a neighbour named Carl who disliked my book club's parking habits, and my pharmacist Mr. Lee, who'd been tricked into signing a statement about irregular vitamin purchases. Susan and I fought back. We visited Mr. Lee, who apologised profusely, explaining Sarah had misled him about health insurance forms. He signed a new statement clarifying my purchases were normal. Carl's testimony fell apart when Susan pointed out he'd never spoken to me directly. His erratic claims were based on seeing my cameras installed. The trial was set for a crisp October morning in 2025. I wore my navy birthday dress, the one I'd never worn to a party, and walked into the courthouse with Susan. Sarah and Mike sat across the room, avoiding my eyes. Their lawyer, Mr. Callahan, painted me as a confused widow manipulated by greedy neighbours. Sarah took the stand, tears streaming, claiming I'd changed overnight and was paranoid. Susan dismantled her lies, asking, "When did you last visit your mother without asking for money?" Sarah couldn't answer. Mike's testimony was worse. He admitted to $28,000 in aid, but claimed it was family duty. Susan countered, "Is it your duty to exclude your mother from your vow renewal?" Our witnesses shone. Mr. Lee explained the deception. Dr. Patel presented my flawless cognitive tests. Helen and my book club friends, Mary, Linda, and Joan, testified to my vitality, describing our weekly discussions and my new painting hobby. I took the stand last, my voice steady. I gave them $28,000 over 4 years, my husband's savings, my pension. I thought it was love. But when they excluded me from their vow renewal, calling me not special, I realized I was just their bank. I stopped the money because I deserve respect, not manipulation. The judge, a no-nonsense woman named Judge Patel, deliberated for an hour. Her ruling was clear. Mrs. Thompson is fully competent. The plaintiff's case is driven by financial interest, not concern. The guardianship request is denied. Relief washed over me. Susan squeezed my hand. Across the room, Sarah's face crumpled, not with regret, but with fury. Mike wouldn't meet my eyes. That night, Helen hosted a celebration at her house. My book club friends toasted to Eleanor's freedom. Mary, who'd faced similar family greed, said, "You didn't just win a trial, you won your life back." She was right. A month later, I sold my Evanston house and bought a lakeside condo in Milwaukee, closer to the art galleries I loved. I donated half my savings to an elder abuse non-profit, keeping the rest for myself. I travelled to Paris, took watercolour classes, and volunteered at a community centre. Sarah and Mike. I heard they downsized to a studio apartment. Sarah got a retail job. Maybe they'll learn what I never taught them, the value of earning their own way. Some evenings, on my new balcony overlooking Lake Michigan, I think of the woman I was, afraid, giving everything to buy love that wasn't there. That woman's gone. In her place is Eleanor, 68, who knows love isn't a transaction and freedom is worth every fight. If you're reading this, ask yourself, what would you do in my place? Share your thoughts, I'm curious. And if my story moved you, support me to write more. Until next time, with heartfelt greetings, Eleanor.